This interview features Paralympic goalball athlete Tyler Merren.
Hi, my name is Tyler Merren. I'm a five-time Paralympic athlete, two-time medalist for the USA team in the sport of goalball. I am a personal trainer, business owner, husband and father, and currently work as a contractor for the Michigan Department of Education.
How did your love of sports and recreation impact your career choice?
Ultimately, I found out through a lot of trial and error that going with your passion as a career is the most optimal way to not only like feel fulfilled in life with your career, but also to find a pathway to help people. So when I was going to college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I'm kind of ashamed to admit it, but like I saw my athletic pursuits as kind of like a totally secondary thing, and like almost like a cop-out if I wanted to teach people how to be athletic and get into sports, like that was like a secondary thing. So I originally wanted to go into school for a math teacher. I really enjoyed doing math, and not that I didn't like it, but I realized pretty quickly like this isn't where my passion is.
And can you share what made you want to pursue this as your full-time career?
I think I realized first that I wanted to do sports and recreation as a career when in pursuing my own athletics, I had teammates of mine who saw the progress that I was achieving, and they would reach out to me and say, well, what do I need to do? And so I started putting together training programs and workout plans, and I started like helping them figure out how to access that stuff. In getting my degree and getting into the personal training industry, I started to be able to do that over and over and over again, helping people connect with fitness and improve themselves through athletic endeavors.
Can you explain a little bit more about what goalball is?
The basic idea of the sport is it's played indoors on a volleyball-sized court. 3 players at each end of the court, and the reason it's called goalball is because there's a large net at each end. Think of like a stretched out hockey goal. It's 1.3 meters high and 9 meters wide. All 3 players from the team will position themselves in front of the net and work together simultaneously to guard their net from the other team. And the ball, which is about the size of a basketball, it has bells inside. So all the players that are blindfolded, so no vision is used, can hear the bells inside the ball, and you throw it across the court low to the ground like you would like a bowling ball, and you try to get the ball past the defenders into their net.
Can you share why you're so passionate about sharing your story and working with youth?
When I was about 15 years old, 14, 15 years old, that's when I was diagnosed with my eye condition. I started losing a lot of vision. I was pretty lost. I didn't really know what that meant for me and where I was going to go and what I was going to do. And I thankfully was plugged into events like this recreation retreat weekend, sports camps. I had some mentors step into my life at the right time and, you know, kind of put me on a path that helped me to realize what I was capable of, and that my visual impairment wasn't my limiting factor. It was in my head, right? My limiting factor was me and the way I perceived myself. You know, I started getting around these athletes, and goalball was the prominent sport in the area where I lived. There was a couple of Paralympic athletes who played goalball who lived pretty much right down the road from us. It kind of sounds harsh, right? But their mentality when I was working with them was like, yeah, you're going blind, get over it. Let's go play some ball. You know, you're fine. And it was just the most amazing, freeing kind of like, yeah, not a big deal. Like, sure that you're going to have some challenges, but you're better than that, and you can prove it. Get on the court and let's show them what you got.
What is your favorite part of your job?
If I had to just kind of like pick one thing that I love about my job is seeing people achieve something that they didn't know they could achieve, they never thought they would be able to accomplish. You know, seeing the light bulb come on and seeing them recognize their own power, their own potential. It's interesting that in my early days, I wanted to be a teacher, right? I wanted to be a math teacher, or I wanted to teach people. Well, as a personal trainer, as an athlete, and the business that I do now, I'm still teaching. I'm actually teaching more and more. I teach people how to exercise, how to be fit, and I teach people how to see what their greatest potential is. And so it's pretty cool that I can still teach people and see that light come on.
Finally, what advice would you give to a blind or low vision person who's unsure of what career they want to pursue?
First, recognize your passion. I shied away from that early on in my life, thinking that it wasn't valuable. Your passion, the thing that you pursue and enjoy, that is an important factor in this. The second piece is understanding that it's really important to to be able to make money and put food on the table and pay your bills. Like that is an absolute factor. But I think that tied into that very closely, being able to help people along the way will drive you. If the only thing you are looking for is making money, then I think you're gonna run out of steam pretty fast. But I found something that I was passionate about and that I could help people with and still get the bills paid at the same time. So all of that I think is really important. And then the last piece that I would offer is don't be afraid to carve out your own space. I think sometimes we look at career paths and what people have done, and we try to decide, can I do that, or is that too much for me? And that's okay, that's a good process to go through. But sometimes the correct space for you is the one that you create for yourself. And I think if you can find what you're passionate about, help people with it, find the space that fits you best, and through all of that, keep spaghetti on the table, I think that's the winning combo.